The special event, which aims at encouraging the Somaliland nationals from the diaspora to find ways and means to contribute to the country's development and to formalize incentives for the diaspora, has in attendance notable Somalilanders from within and outside the country. The 5th Annual Diaspora Conference of Somaliland is with a beacon on the Somalilanders scattered across the world to look back inward and have a nationalistic orientation of having to give back to their roots. And the conference has in attendance many notable Somalilanders from within and from without, and of course we have those people that are also in partner with the country, contributing their own idea and calling and urging those people from abroad to actually give back to their homeland. And of course, to talk about the conference and the significance of this program coming at this point in time, we have the director of the diaspora in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation with me here, Saad Abdi. I hope I got it right. It's a pleasure having you here today. So can you tell us the importance or the significance of this 5th Annual Diaspora Conference?
So thank you so much, CBC. My name is Saad Mohammed, and I'm a director of Somaliland Diaspora Office inside the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we are, our mandate is, we are part of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
So now tell us the significance of the 5th Annual Diaspora Conference. What does this program target? I mean, what's the rationale behind this program?
Thank you so much. It's really a very good question. As you see, at the theme of the year was mobilizing diaspora for national development. So our main goal and agenda was to mobilize our diaspora to take part in economic business development which is going on in Somaliland for the last 20 years. And I hope the participant was enjoying and have discussions with several topics, and they ask some questions about how diaspora can play an active role in the economic development for Somaliland. And that's really what they do for the last 30 years, which is Somaliland was independent country from the rest of Somalia. So at this conference, there is a panel discussions, which is more academic. And the good thing is that all the panelists are from diaspora. They are here, so that's the people that we give them a platform to know each other and to have a discussion within different topics with them. So the main topic is that this conference will focus about the remittance and future. We will ask about how the remittance can take the economic development of the country. And also we will discuss about the business and economic development, the role of the diaspora. And also we will talk about the role of the diaspora can play promoting Somaliland recognition, which is a very, very essential point that we want to raise, because we have a very huge diaspora community scattered around the world. We estimate 1.5 million Somalilanders are around the world, so that they can play a role for the ongoing promotion of Somaliland to get international recognition. And already some of them they did. There's some diaspora who mobilized their cities to recognize Somaliland as a country. Sheffield Council, they declared that they recognize Somaliland as an independent country, and also there are another diaspora who have activity for that.
Okay, so what are the major projects that these diaspora have done so far, or what is the target of this event that you would want the diaspora to actually concentrate on, like zeroing it to the specifics right now? What project do you have on ground that you want them to actually,
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. There's several programs that we have doing now. One of them is establishing Somaliland Diaspora Fund. So through that fund, we want to help our diaspora to take part the innovation and the business development. For example, we have already finalizing all the things is needed to be done, and it's a final stage. That we have that program. We have another program which is called Knowledge and Skill Transfer Program, where we need our diaspora experts to come back to Somaliland, and most of them now they are attached with the different ministries in order to put their experience they get from the countries they are from, in order to take part the governance and nation and state building of Somaliland. And also we have a national diaspora policy program which is ongoing now. So we need the input of the diaspora. So that will be a more bottom-up approach where the diaspora can play a role about the discussions and the pillars of the policy. And tourism program, Somaliland is one of a very good places that the people can go. For example, Lascaux, Berbera, and many other places. So we are encouraging our diaspora to go for that place and promote their country. Also, we have a program specific with that. So we have several programs.
Now, what opportunity do you think the ministry has put in place for the diaspora to actually come around and invest either in the area of transfer of knowledge, or maybe monetary support, or expertise or skill? What program do you have, for these people?
I think the Somaliland government, especially the Minister of Foreign Affairs, one of our pillars of foreign policy is to promote and mobilize the diaspora in our diaspora from different countries. Mostly they are in Europe, but also we have very huge community in several countries in Africa, especially in the Horn of Africa. So the government have facilitated to make easy the diaspora to invest Somaliland. So for example, the Ministry of Investment, they have their policies and laws which is allow and enable the diaspora to come back and invest their countries. So many of the diaspora they do. For example, the government sometimes they provide a land. If the diaspora member want to establish a factory, the government provide the land. For example, there is a tax exception when some diaspora come back to Somaliland, their material, the cars also is a tax. Some of them the government give some information, and that's really one of main important things for the diaspora, because the diaspora they need information. So as a diaspora office, another government, we provide information with the diaspora for guiding in order to invest, to establish a business, and even the Ministry of Trade and Business, they facilitate what they call one-stop shop. That's make easy the diaspora to establish a business in Somaliland.
Do you have a specific project in line, or that you have designed that you want diaspora to actually, come rally round? Because I know this conference is actually targeted towards a specific program.
Oh yeah, taxation is one of the issue where the panel of the business and the economy will discuss for that, because the taxation system of Somaliland sometimes the diaspora they may face as challenge, but the government make easy. Somaliland is one of the lowest taxpayers in Africa generally, so it's very easy to establish a business without taxation, and the government rules are very, very limited, which is effective to develop the diaspora businesses. For example, as there's different incentives. For example, the one that we talk about taxation, there's some expect taxations where there's no taxation with the diaspora for different cases. For example, when the diasporas they establish a factory in Somaliland, the government provided the land and also the first 5 years without taxation for their material in order to encourage for factories, and also the land, and it depending about which activity that the diaspora are doing, but there's some facilitation about the taxation which the government are already both of the local and the diaspora.
An equal opportunity?
Yeah, sure. Somaliland is one of countries which is allowed their citizens to have a dual citizen. So you can be a British and also you can be a Somaliland British. You can be a Canadian Somalilander. So that means already you are a citizen. So you have a same right with other local people. So I see some countries in Africa which is not allowed to have a dual citizen. For example, our next neighboring country, Ethiopia's constitution is not allowed the diaspora to have a dual citizen, but instead of that they give a diaspora card. But in Somaliland the case is different, as our laws and constitution is allowed the citizens to have a dual citizen. That means already they have an equal opportunity for establishing a business, for running a business, for investment in a business, and for elections to be elected or elected someone. All the stations, our diasporas and the local, they have the same right in the for the constitution of Somaliland. And really, it's one of a good thing is that Somaliland's government encouraging their diaspora to not feel that they are not Somalilanders. They are UK, maybe they can be British, but instead of that, they are Somalilanders. So for sure, for example, the last elections we have. We registered nearly 40 members which were running with the parliament. Mostly they have a diaspora background. Some of them they win, and I know now nearly 12 our MPs in the parliament, they are from diaspora, and that was really a good thing. And that's really it's one good example that we need that expert, their knowledge and experience to put the ongoing development of Somaliland. And also there was a woman who was from diaspora and running for the election. Unfortunately, they didn't win the election, but they tried to be elected. So in terms of that, the diaspora have an active role in the political arena of Somaliland in terms of democratization for the elections and nation building, all the things. They play an active role. Our diaspora communities within the different countries, not only UK. Some of them they are from Canada, some of them they are from United States of America, some of them they are from Scandinavian countries, some of them even they are from the Middle and the Arab countries. All of them they have an active role within different aspects of the society.
You've got many Somali immigrants, scattered across the world. Some are in Asia, some in Europe, some even in Africa here. How do you intend to mobilize these people to help Somaliland get recognition?
Really, that's a really good question. As you know, Somaliland has fulfilled all the criteria to be a statehood. For example, the Montevideo Convention, which say a state to be a state must fulfill for the following criteria. For example, it's to have a permanent population. Somaliland did that, and we have nearly 5.5 million people are living in Somaliland. And another criteria is to have defined territory. Somaliland have a border which is inherited by the colonial time, so in the British time. And another criteria is to have a capacity to enter another relation. Somaliland also do that. You see Berbera ports, the Dubai they invest, and Taiwan. There's another countries who already have their diplomatic bases in Hargeisa. So Somaliland is for the last 30 years is struggling to get what they deserve. Somaliland deserve to be recognized internationally, and that's one of our main foreign policy pillars. So in that case, because our economic limitations, we need to mobilize our diaspora. So that diaspora, they volunteer their time and effort to search Somaliland to get what they deserve. So that's really a good thing. And my message is here that all our diaspora to take part for that role. Economically, we cannot provide money for that countries, but our diaspora members can play a good role for promoting Somaliland's recognition, and that's really one of our core issues that we discuss about this conference. And I hope after the conference we will continue to mobilize and aware our diaspora to take an active role with the recognition of Somaliland. And I hope the next year Somaliland will get what we deserve.
We have many diasporas who are still there where they are, and we have some that are returning back home either as expatriates or repatriated, or maybe by virtue of just coming back to come back and start working. How do you intend to reintegrate these people back into the system? Do you think they have upper hand or equal opportunity with other Somalilanders?
Yeah, sure. As I mentioned before, we have an already platform which is make easy our diaspora to come back to Somaliland. And as you mentioned already, they take part in different sectors. The diaspora experts that are with the independent organizations and also the government system. And this is really one of our needs. We have a human resource in the diaspora which is educated and also really have a knowledge. And Somaliland, there is a knowledge and skill gap in Somaliland, so we need our diaspora to come back to Somaliland in order to contribute their skill and knowledge. And already we have that program, and there's another organizations, international organizations, which also have a similar program where the diaspora experts can come back to Somaliland and take part the ongoing state building and nation building, and also the development aspect. So really, once again, I encourage for that initiative, and also we will follow for that, because we need their knowledge and also we need their skill. So really, we need our diaspora to come back to Somaliland. This is the right time that Somaliland need your knowledge and also need your skill. So I encourage many diaspora to come back and volunteer their knowledge and skill to Somaliland, where our society are needed more in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of technical issues, all that things. We did that. So I hope that program will succeed, and the government also have play a good role.
Jama, one of the speakers at the conference, said the history of Somali in diaspora predated the civil war that broke out in Somalia.
Somaliland Diaspora Conference started with the war in 1991 or in 1988 when Somaliland has been destroyed by the former dictatorship government. No, that's not true. Somaliland Diaspora started in early 1900 when the sailors of Somaliland origin went to Europe. When the rest of many parts of Africa, people were forced and taken to the North America and to the South America in the slavery, Somalilanders decided to go by themselves. In terms of looking for job, looking for better work. Somaliland say ragu socod kuwo door hadu mood ku dayo, which means men and women are good for traveling if they are not good to die.
He underscored the significance of the program coming at a time Somaliland needs external input to grow the economy of the country.
So this conference showcases that the diaspora is not only the current situation where they send through hawala, through remittance as a lifeline to Somaliland. So that's important.
Providing hints on how to create a framework to make things work as expected, the Executive Director, Diaspora Affairs, Ghana, Akwasi Awao Ababio, shared an idea of voluntary service system which can serve as a template for Somaliland to converse people to render selfless service to their beloved country.
It's important that I also share a little bit of knowledge on this issue of the skill transfer, knowledge transfer, as we have pursued it. I can immediately relate to the last speaker's comment when she said the voluntary work that needs to be done, and we have taken advantage of that in the first place. We have a national service scheme in place, and that national service scheme that was originally required of every person living in Ghana to undergo that national service for 1 year. Once they have gone through with their tertiary education, we have also opened this up for our people in the diaspora, so that at a certain age they can also come in and do the national service, which is basically to enable them to share the ideas as at the time when they are working with their colleagues in Ghana.
Ababio stressed the need to create incentives for all Somalilanders, home and abroad, to serve their fatherland passionately.
We also have the program that encourages internship programs. So even before a student completes his work in the diaspora, he is given the opportunity to come and do internship in Ghana to enable them to also do some bit of learning for themselves and also sharing ideas with their compatriots in Ghana. I think we also have taken deliberate steps to intervene in the case of certain associations like the Ghana Medical Doctors Association in the US, in the UK, etc., to make sure that they can collaborate with their colleagues and remove the barriers that prevent them very often from being engaged and being used effectively in Ghana.
All the remarks passed by the panelists centered on calling on diaspora to give back to their grassroots with a view to harnessing their potentials to help grow the country's dwindling economy.
Well, 2 weeks for the diaspora, I would say come back, as my counterparts said. There's a lot of opportunities here in Somaliland, and you should come with a mindset of what should I do for my country, how can I make changes for my community, and for the government.
To that intellectual property of the diaspora. You know, usually literatures do define the time. Before, we've only seen the monetary remittance, the financial remittance that diaspora sent to their families back home.
And exactly as my colleague said, you have some patience of the bureaucracy around, then hopefully you will contribute a lot to your country. That's number one. So come back to your country and explore the opportunity. Number one.
In terms of the National Development Plan itself, they do play a significant role in terms of building the country's infrastructure and support.
Highlight of the long but interactive discussion was a cultural choreographic movement by the Hargeisa Cultural Center troupe to the admiration of the invited guests.